In this video, I'm going to tell you how contingencies on house sales work. First, here is the definition of the word contingency. It's a future event or circumstance which is possible but cannot be predicted with absolute certainty. A common question that comes up with many home buyers is when someone is needing to move from house A to house B is should they sell their house first or should they buy the new house first? What do? Well, there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. Hi, my name is Keith May with Keller Williams Realty. I'm an agent for 26 years here in the state of Oklahoma in the Central Oklahoma office. First is the buy first scenario. An advantage is you can take your time making the transition if you buy house B before selling house A. You can avoid the possibility of having to move twice. You can clean up and prepare your current house for sale when it is vacant, which is much easier than doing it while you live there. Now, the con of buying first is you can find yourself in a situation where you have double payments and holding costs on two different houses for a period of time. Now, a pro, you're normally in a stronger negotiating position when you buy the new house because the seller knows you don't have to sell a house first. And again, you're more likely to be able to get the house you want because you can take your time. Now, the sell first scenario, then buy. Okay, a con of that is it can be rushed. If you don't want to move twice, you may find yourself settling for a house instead of taking your time and buying the one that you really want. Another con, sellers often won't negotiate as much if they know it is a contingency. Many sellers won't accept a contingency at all unless your house is already under contract. Now, some people simply cannot get approved without having the payment from house A off their credit before they buy house B. And if that's the case, no problem, we deal with it. Another scenario, well, you sell your house first, buy the second house if you find the one you like and you can time it up. If not, be prepared to move into a temporary place until you find the right house for you. Now, that takes the pressure off. Again, some people don't want to have to move twice. At the end of the video, I'll tell you a way that you can avoid doing a contingency if your equity is all tied up in your current house. Now, market conditions can and normally do dictate the best decision for you. If there are a lot of houses for sale and the one you like has been on the market, say 30 days or longer, the seller may be willing to take a contingency on selling your home. If the house is pretty new on the market and the seller is getting a lot of showings from non-contingent buyers, well, there's a good chance they won't take the contingency. Also, the price range is a large factor. Generally speaking, the lower the price, the less likely a seller will take a contingency. Now, how contingencies work. There's two main types. Number one, contingent upon the successful sale and closing of buyer's property. Number two, contingent upon the successful closing of buyer's property that is already under contract. Now, a buyer will be in a much stronger position to get the second type of contingency accepted since, again, they already have a buyer under contract. The contract could still fall through though, so a smart seller or seller's realtor will investigate things like if the inspection has been done on that house, has the appraisal been done, who is the buyer getting financing from? Is it a local bank that's providing the financing, which is always more efficient? Who is their representative? And does the buyer's buyer have to sell a house and close on it first? It can be a double or triple domino, and it can be tricky. Now, in the event a seller does accept a contingency from a buyer where they haven't sold their house yet, there's a standard form that shows that the seller's house will stay on the market, and in the event they get another offer from a non-contingency buyer, the contingent buyer can be kicked out if they can't perform, normally in a 24 to 48, sometimes 72-hour period. Now, as a buyer, when you are thinking of buying your next house, it is very prudent to find out if you will need to sell first or not, and prepare accordingly to make your move as efficient as possible. If you wait to decide to make an offer on house B, it can cause all sorts of uncertainty and wasted time. Now, what I said earlier, a bridge loan is an option if you can qualify for the payment on the second house, but your down payment or equity is all tied up in your first house. To do this, you normally have to have a large amount of equity in house A. A bank will loan off that equity in house A to enable you to purchase house B. Then when you sell house A, you pay off the temporary bridge loan you put on house B. And an experienced realtor can help you through all of this process as well. Hey, see a playlist I have done on other real estate strategies in the central Oklahoma real estate market, similar to this strategy and this topic. And if you want to talk to me, I'm at 405-833-2626. My name's Keith May. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Real Estate Central Oklahoma, so we can keep relevant topics in front of those who most need them. And we wish you luck out there in the market, and goodbye.